Hello and welcome to Arjun Education. So, today we are going to discuss George Orwell's 1984, a cult classic dystopian novel. So, before starting the discussion of novel, if you have not subscribed our channel, please subscribe it and please press bell icon also so that you can get all the notifications of our upcoming videos. So, first let's get acquainted with George Orwell. Friends, George Orwell. His real name was Eric Arthur Blair. He was a renowned British novelist, essayist, critic, and journalist. He was born on June 25th, 1903, in Bengal, India, and passed away on January 21, 1950, in London, England. Orwell is best known for his work that explored themes of totalitarianism, political oppression, and the dangers of propaganda and surveillance. His most famous novels include 1984, a dystopian classic novel, and Animal Farm, which is a satirical allegory of the Russian Revolution. These works have had a lasting impact on political and social thought. He was a committed critic of totalitarianism and a champion of democratic socialism. His experiences as a journalist during the Spanish Civil War and his time living among the working class deeply influenced his perspective. George Orwell's contribution to literature and political discourse remain influential, and his works continue to be studied and referenced to this day also. 1984 is a dystopian novel written by George Orwell in 1949. Set in a totalitarian society, the story revolves around the life of Winston Smith, a low ranking party member living in Airstrip One, a province of the superstate Oceania. In the year 1984, the world is divided into three superstates: Oceania, Eurasia, and East Asia, each perpetually at war with one of the others. Oceania is ruled by the party led by the enigmatic Big Brother, who is both a political figurehead and a symbol of totalitarian control. Winston Smith, a novel's protagonist, lives in a grim dystopian world dominated by the party's ideology of IngSoc, or English socialism. Winston works at the Ministry of Truth, where his job is to alter historical records and news articles to fit the party's ever changing propaganda. This practice of altering the past to control the present is known as doublethink. Winston despises the party and its oppressive regime. He secretly harbors subversive thoughts and begins keeping a forbidden diary. In this diary, he expresses his frustration with the party's manipulation of history and his desire for freedom. Winston's life takes a turn when he becomes romantically involved with Julia, a fellow party member who shares his disdain for the party. Together, they engaged in a forbidden love affair and engage in acts of rebellion, such as visiting the proles. Proles is the kind of working class who are largely ignored by the party. They are the poor people, and they're renting a room in a prole district. As Winston and Julia's relationship deepens, they decide to join the Brotherhood, a secret organization rumored to be working against the party. O'Brien, a high ranking inner party member whom Winston believes to be a sympathizer of the Brotherhood, initiates them into the resistance. However, their hope for rebellion is short lived. Winston and Julia are arrested by the Thought Police, the party's secret police, and taken to the Ministry of Love for interrogation and punishment. O'Brien, who was pretending to be the member of the Brotherhood, betrays them. Inside the Ministry of Love, Winston and Julia are subjected to brutal physical and psychological torture. They are forced to betray each other, denounce their love for one another, and confess to crimes they didn't commit. Winston's will to resist is gradually broken, and he comes to love Big Brother, the embodiment of party's control. In the end, Winston is released back into society, a broken man who no longer harbors any rebellious thoughts. He is a loyal follower of Big Brother and fully accepts party's ideology now. The novel concludes with Winston's complete submission to the party, symbolizing the ultimate victory of totalitarianism over individual freedom. 1984 explores themes of totalitarianism, surveillance, propaganda, the manipulation of truth, and the loss of individuality. It paints a bleak and disturbing picture of a future where the state exerts absolute control over every aspect of people's life. The novel serves as a warning about the dangers of authoritarianism and the erosion of personal freedoms. Orwell's writing style is characterized by its stark and vivid descriptions as well as its use of newspeak, a language created by the party to limit thought and expression. The term Big Brother has become synonymous with invasive surveillance and government control. 1984 serves as a vivid portrayal of consequences of totalitarianism also. In Oceania, the party under the leadership of Big Brother exercises absolute control over the lives of its citizens. The party's control extends to every aspect of life, from thought and expression to relationships and even history. It suppresses individuality, freedom, and dissent, imposing a collective conformity that erases personal identity. Totalitarianism is exemplified by the omnipresent thought police, who monitor citizens' behavior and thoughts, punishing, punishing even the slightest deviation from party ideology. This theme underscores the idea that unchecked power in the hands of a few can lead to the complete subjugation of the population. The party employs advanced kind of technology, including telescreens and hidden microphones, to watch and listen to its citizens at all times. The concept of Big Brother is watching you creates a pervasive atmosphere of paranoia and fear, where privacy is virtually non existent. It reflects Orwell's concerns about the dangers of mass surveillance and the erosion of personal privacy. It serves as a warning about the potential consequences of a society that sacrifices individual liberty for the illusion of security. The party in Oceania is adept in manipulating information and shaping public perception. The Ministry of Truth is responsible for altering historical records and news articles to fit the party's propaganda. The concept of doublethink encapsulates the ability to hold contradictory beliefs simultaneously, a key tool for maintaining control over the population. The manipulation of information underscores the idea that control over language and truth is a means of controlling the thoughts and beliefs of individuals. It demonstrates the danger of a society where facts are malleable and reality is subject to constant distortion. In 1984, individuality is suppressed in favor of conformity to party ideology. Citizens are expected to adhere to a strict set of beliefs and behaviors, with any deviation considered a thought crime. The party seeks to eliminate personal desires, aspirations, and identities, reducing people to interchangeable and obedient subjects. The loss of individuality is exemplified by the concept of face crime, where a mere facial expression that suggests disloyalty can lead to punishment. It highlights the dehumanizing effect of totalitarianism, where individuals are stripped of their uniqueness and reduced to cogs in the party's machinery. The introduction of Newspeak, a language designed to limit thought and expression, is a critical theme in 1984. Newspeak's purpose is to narrow the range of thought by eliminating words and concepts that could challenge the party's ideology. It exemplifies how controlling language can be a tool for controlling minds. It demonstrates the power of language to shape thought and the danger of a society where the vocabulary for dissent and resistance is systematically eliminated. It serves as a reminder of the importance of free expression and the exchange of ideas. The party constantly revises history to fit its current narrative. records are altered, and inconvenient facts are erased. It highlights the manipulation of truth and the power of those who control history. By controlling the past, the party maintains control over the present and future. Historical revisionism underscores the notion that without an accurate historical record, individuals have no basis for evaluating the present or understanding the consequences of the party's actions. It also reflects Orwell's belief in the importance of preserving the truth even in the face of authoritarianism. Winston and Julia's forbidden love serves as a symbol of resistance to the party's control. Their relationship is a form of rebellion against the rigid social norms and the emotional repression enforced by the party. Love becomes an act of defiance and a testament to the enduring human desire for freedom and connection. It brings the resilience to the human spirit and the capacity for individual to resist oppressive regimes even when faced with extreme consequences. It also demonstrates that the quest for personal happiness and love can be a powerful form of resistance. 1984 blurs the lines between reality and perception. Winston's experiences in the Ministry of Love, where he undergoes brutal interrogation and torture, lead him to question the nature of reality itself. He struggles to discern what is true and what is fabricated by the party. The writer wants to give us an idea that in a totalitarian society, truth is elusive and reality is subject to manipulation. It explores the psychological impact of living in a world where objective reality is constantly undermined, leading to a sense of disorientation and despair. The party employs psychological torture and manipulation as tools of control. Winston's ordeal in the Ministry of Love is a harrowing example of how the party seeks to break the will of dissenters and force them to conform. Through physical and psychological torture, Winston is made to betray his beliefs, love, and even his own identity. This shows party's willingness to use extreme methods to crush individual resistance. It also raises questions about the nature of psychological manipulation and the limits of human endurance under extreme duress. Fear is a pervasive tool used by the party to maintain control. Citizens are constantly reminded of the consequences of disobedience, including torture and death. The party's ability to instill fear in its subjects keeps them obedient and compliant. This explores the psychological impact of living in a state of perpetual fear and how fear can be harnessed by authoritarian regimes to maintain their authority. It serves as a warning about the dangers of a society driven by fear rather than trust and cooperation. In conclusion, 1984 by George Orwell is a multi layered novel that explores a wide range of themes, all of which serve to paint a chilling and thought provoking portrait of a dystopian society. The novel highlights the dangers of totalitarianism, the erosion of individual freedoms, and the manipulation of truth. It serves as a powerful warning about the consequences of sacrificing liberty for the illusion of security and the importance of preserving fundamental human rights and freedoms. Orwell's writing style in 1984 is characterized by its clarity and precision. He employs straightforward language and concise prose to convey complex ideas. This clarity serves a dual purpose. It makes the novel accessible to a wide range of readers while highlighting the stark and unvarnished reality of life in Oceania. He paints a bleak and nightmarish portrait of Oceania, describing the dilapidated buildings, grimy streets, and oppressive atmosphere in evocative detail. This imagery immerses the readers in dystopian world and reinforces the sense of despair and decay that pervades narrative. He uses irony to expose the absurdity and hypocrisy of parties' slogan and propaganda. Phrases like war is peace, freedom is slavery, and ignorance is strength are presented in a deadpan manner, highlighting the party's manipulation of language to control thought. Through satire, Orwell critiques totalitarian and the dangers of an unchecked power. At times, Orwell employs a stream of consciousness narrative style to provide insight into the inner thoughts and turmoil of the protagonist, Winston Smith. This technique allows readers to delve into Winston's mind as he grapples with party's indoctrination and his own rebellious thoughts. It provides a window into the psychological effects of living in a repressive regime. The title 1984 immediately establishes the temporal setting of the novel. It places the story in a future year, allowing Orwell to create a speculative vision of what the world might become. This temporal setting is crucial as it serves as a backdrop against which the author explores the consequences of totalitarianism and the erosion of individual freedoms. It also carries a sense of irony and paradox. While the year suggests a futuristic setting, that conditions described in the novel often harken back to oppressive regimes of the past. This juxtaposition underscores the idea that totalitarianism is not only a new phenomenon but a recurring threat to human freedom. In conclusion, 1984 is a chilling and thought provoking novel that continues to resonate with readers today due to its exploration of dangers of totalitarianism and the importance of preserving individual freedom and truth in the face of oppressive regimes. It serves as a stark warning about the consequences of sacrificing freedom for the illusion of security. So, it was all about 1984. If you like this video, please like, share, and comment. And please subscribe to our channel. For more such videos, please stay with us. Thank you.